This guy is awesome. This guy is part of what they call the beverage mafia. And he is going to teach us not how to be successful once, which we're all interested in, but how to be successful second time, third time, fourth time.
A mob successful every time.
A mobster successful every time. No, he was involved with Vitamin Water. Vitamin Water, as you know, was sold for $5 billion to Coca-Cola. He made a small fortune, but then parlayed it into multiple fortunes, and he's running a business that we're all aware of right now that's on its way to repeating the success they had with Vitamin Water. So let's watch this.
Cool. Drink
some water.
Absolutely.
And then and learn how to become successful.
And we to make us successful, we got Joe Sena, Sefra, Johnny Waite, and we have Marion, our producer, behind the camera with Iceland Mike Isabel here as well. And on sound, we have the one and only Andrea Haggerty.
All brought to you by Sefra.
Let's do it.
We are here for Spartan Up podcast, and we are in Beverly Hills at the top of the mountain. This is it. There's no buildings above where we are. We're with Lance Collins, who you're like the beverage king.
Well, I try to be.
And your latest project is Core, and it's flying off the. I see it everywhere.
Yeah.
What'd you start with? Like, let's go way back in time. How'd you get into this?
So I've been doing the beverage business for 30 years. I don't want to age myself, but 30 years. And I sold my first companies to Coca-Cola in 2007. A brand called Fuse, which is a pretty big brand here in the U.S. and the world.
I remember it.
And an energy drink called NOS, which is the number 3 energy drink in the United States behind Red Bull and Monster.
You crushed it.
Yeah, so... And then
were you done at that point? You're like 2007, 30.
Right.
Well, at that point, you were 23 years in the business.
Yeah.
Made your money, got to the top of the hill here.
Yes.
And then what?
I wasn't done. So I'm never done. So my passion, is to come out with, in the beverage industry, in the food beverage industry, something that's really cutting edge, a paradigm shift from what's out there in the, separating yourself from the clutter out there in the shelves. So I started a natural sports drink called Body Armor in 2012 with my partner Mike Rapoli, who's probably my closest friend, and he was the founder of a little company called Vitamin Water.
Got it.
And they sold Vitamin Water and Smart Water to Coke right after me because I got Coke to buy them. Anyway, now we started with Body Armor, and that's all run out of New York. It's the number 3 sports drink in the United States.
No kidding.
It's got 6% of the sports drink market, which is unheard of.
Wow.
Gatorade obviously has the lion's share, followed by Powerade, but we're coming fast.
What do you attribute? Like, it seems like you've got a formula, blueprint. You come out with products and you nail it. What's the trick here?
Well, it's never nailed.
There's a lot of people listening who want to get to the top of the hill.
Really quick. I mean, you have to have you got to have the right team. You got to it's not the big that eat the small. It's the fast that eat the slow. Got it. So we're really quick. We're really good, and you have to have the team. You got to have sales, marketing, you got to have logistics, you got to have corporate development, you got to have all the things that you need in a company, and you got to hire everybody ahead of the curve. So when you start out, you got to be well funded.
Got it.
And we're lucky enough that we're well funded. So, and then you got to go with disruptive products. When I did Core, you walked into a store and you saw a wall of water. They're all clear, right? And the thing about packaging is it creates eye appeal, and you want to stand out on the shelf. So we came out with Core Hydration, and we did it 2.5 years ago. It's now
that was it? That was the first product?
That's the first one.
In that bottle?
In this bottle.
Right. And the idea was stand apart from the others on the wall.
Exactly. So if you walk in a store, your eye goes to this. And as a result, we're the number 3 premium water in the country. Just in 2.5 years. And then, we weren't done. And we felt like the Core trademark had a lot of brand extension and bandwidth. So I developed this organic, Core organic drink.
It's like this, only 5 calories.
It's only 5 calories.
It's got a watermelon lemonade.
It's got a lot of great flavors.
Yeah.
It's less than 1 gram of sugar in a bottle.
Wow.
It's 4% organic coconut water. Everything's organic about it. It tastes great, which is the most important thing. And when people pick it up, we get a lot of repeat.
Yeah.
50% repeat.
So how are you sweetening stevia?
We have organic stevia,
Yeah.
and we have organic erythritol, and we have organic coconut water. So those are the 3 bases. Plus we have organic flavors. Every beverage product is mostly water. So, but you add to it. It's like.
And do most guys start out with water? Was this unique that you started out with water and then went to beverage?
Yeah.
To a different type of beverage?
Yeah, I usually do juice drinks like Fuse. I had a drink called Crystal Ice, but I had Crystal Ice water. But and then I went to Body Armor, which is an isotonic. Yeah. And then I wanted to be in the water business because I like to be ahead of the trends. Okay, and I saw water today is outselling carbonated soft drinks. Wow. So all the big guys want to get in this game. Not too many people can get to point A really quick. That's me. And once I get, or I'll call it first base. Once I get first base, I'll steal second base. And once I send, I'll get Brandon to hit me in. So that's what we do. And we're fast and we're good and we got a great team. You need the team, you need the marketing. My VP marketing, my chief marketing officer, get mad at me for that, is the guy named Eric Berniker. He was also one of the top guys in Vitamin Water and Smart Water. He was Smart Water brand manager. That was sold to Coke as well. Not too much, 4.1 billion.
Got it.
So peanuts. So here we are. I got a core organic energy drink, which is not on the table, which is another disruption in our business. Yeah. So it's all about the health and wellness curve. Everybody's looking for it. We're on trend, and we're having a great time because we're winning.
Crazy question for you, not to talk about any competitor, but we interviewed Ben from Buy, and I think he said 100 million in sales, and they sold for 1.7 billion. Is that the kind of multiple you get?
Well, first of all, he did 230 million in sales.
Okay.
And he got an 8 multiple, and he sold for 1.7 billion, and Ben made a lot of money. Okay.
Is that the multiple typically?
Well, I don't want to say it's typical, but it's in the ballpark.
Right.
And we're actually partners with Dr. Pepper, and bringing up Buy, this brand, in ending through the 3rd year, is going to do $80 million without club.
Unbelievable.
So we're where Buy was in their 7th year.
Right.
And we're ahead of the curve.
Fast eats the slow. That's my new slogan. I like that.
That's right. It's not the big that eat the small, it's the fast that eat the slow.
So how do you keep your team moving at that pace?
We're winning. So when you have success, it breeds success. Right. So, it's exciting to be on board a winner.
Yeah.
And we have the attention of the industry. Beverage Industry magazine just came out. We're on the cover.
Love it.
That usually doesn't happen in your 3rd year.
And the biggest achievement you're on the Spartan Up podcast right now.
That's a great achievement.
That's a big
achievement. Thank you, Joe. I've never been, and I've been trying to get there for a long time.
Listen, a lot of people call us. I think that's a giant mosquito.
Do you want to just stop for a second?
Hey, Spartans, we're going to be right back to finish that interview, but I want to talk quickly to Tom Hannell from Spartan Life because he's always got some pretty cool stuff with this high-performance mind, high-performance life idea that we're always talking about here on the podcast.
Hey, Marion. So, as you know, with Spartan races, they usually involve a lot of mountains, and we've got a lot of mountain training tips on right now, but do you know what the most important muscle and probably the most underutilized muscle in mountain training tends to be?
The brain.
The brain, exactly.
I got it right?
You got it right. That's what we're all about, the mind. And we've got a great article, 4 mindful tips for the mountains. One, we went to Timothy Olson, who's 2-time winner and record holder of the Western States 100 ultra race. What basically Tim says is mindfulness is strength training for the mind.
That's great. As they say, the muscles above the shoulders.
Exactly. And so he aligns this with specifically mountain or hill training. And he says when you're going out to do your workout, the first part of your workout is aligning your mindset. setting your intentions, understand why you're going out there, what your plan is.
Could you give an example of that? Does that mean setting a specific distance or a pace, or is that something else?
It's setting the distance, it's setting the pace, it's setting the exertion level, and having a goal in mind for each of your workouts. A great coach once told me that the difference between a good athlete and a great athlete is a great athlete pays attention through his entire workout. They never zone out. They're always in their mind knowing exactly what they're doing.
Make every moment count.
Exactly.
One more question. Can you name your 3 favorite articles about the mountain training?
You know, obviously this mindful one is one of the best ones. You just did a podcast on wilderness survival, and then we've got some great articles on building ankles of steel and how to train for the mountains when you live at sea level.
Anything else we should know?
I would just say go to life.spartan.com and read for yourself.
All right, so tell me about this magazine thing. How do I know it's true?
Well, you just came today. This just came in. So this is our Bible in the beverage industry. That's my team. That's my key guys. And core is true to its core. That's our tagline.
Love it.
And we announced our first national campaign with Ellie Goulding, who's a top pop singer out of London. Next year, we're gonna do some bigger celebrities, but you know we also have a lot of celebrity pop star investors: Katy Perry, Demi Lovato, Adam Levine,
Wow.
Becky G. The list keeps going on. I mean, we have.
You're fast.
Yeah, and everybody wants to get in because I have,
You have a reputation for doing
I have a
this.
reputation, and you know, we like to win, and they want to be associated to that. Plus, they want to make money. And then, you know, you look at our packaging is second to none.
Yeah.
Like you look at this organic bottle. If you turn the bottle around, it's like a sell sheet. It tells you
I love it.
everything that's in the product.
Yeah.
Organic, certified non-GMO,
Vegan,
gluten-free,
gluten-free,
exactly.
low glycemic index.
And the stuff is just amazing.
So you're out. Somebody's out there, and they're watching this, and they're listening to this on iTunes, and they're having a tough time being motivated. They're saying they don't know what they want to do with their life. They don't know how to get ahead. What do you recommend?
Well, first off, you know, when you're an entrepreneur, you can't teach passion. Okay, you got to have passion for whatever you do. The idea's got to be disruptive. You just can't be a me too. You got to figure out, you know, a product that works. And, you know, you can start off small and basically get to proof of concept, which is, and we define the beverage industry as $10 million or more in sales. And then once you achieve that, you could probably go out and raise some capital if you need it. But generally speaking, it's all about the product in the beginning. And you got to go out and roll up your sleeves. When I started Fuse, it was me, myself, and I. I packed boxes. I shipped them out to distributors. I went to the productions. I did all the runs. I can basically run operations for this company because I did it. So you got to know your product. It's got to be disruptive. And you got to, like, give up your golf game 24/7. That's the way it is. You can ask Brandon. I'm a terrible golfer. I gave up my game. So...
Basically, you drop everything. You want to be successful at something. It's 100% focused.
It's 100%. It's 24/7. It's weekends. It's, you know, you wake up in the middle of the night, keep a notepad next to you, because if you make a mental note, you'll lose it. And believe it or not, I get most of my good ideas either in the shower or when I'm sleeping.
So extreme success requires extreme sacrifice.
Exactly.
Something's got to give. Is it hard to balance work, life?
Well, balance is the key. I mean, this is by water. It's pH balanced. It's 7.4. We didn't go into that.
All right, so work 24/7, but as long as you're drinking water, you're okay.
But no, balance is always good. Listen, you have to have a personal life. You got to take care of your family. But generally speaking, you know, you got to give up your golf game, okay? You got to pick and choose your priorities.
Whatever's not moving the needle, push it aside.
Yeah, because in the end, if you're successful, you'll have time for all that. I'm assuming that, you know, you're not 80 years old when you start the company. So, you know, and by the way, I didn't have to do this. You know, this is
you're
just
already on top of the mountain.
This is in my blood. Yeah. You know, so
how's the family feel about another one?
My wife wants to know how many yachts we can water ski behind before I give it up. So I am probably, this could be my last foray in beverages.
Yeah.
Or
Do it again, plain. All right, so you said your wife wants to know how many yachts do you want to water ski behind? It's a big question for the audience. Like, when is enough enough? You didn't have to start this.
Right.
So what's the plan?
Well, the plan is, I'm the kind of guy that, loves 24/7 in building something good to win. So if I was sitting around on a beach or in the back of my yard at the pool, I can't turn myself off. And if there's a lot of guys like that. Richard Branson, Steve Jobs was like that. Unfortunately, he got, the bad hook. And a lot of guys that, they never shut it down. After core, after body armor, who knows what I'm going to do? I have ideas already in the kitty.
Rumor has it that you're going to sign up for a Spartan race after body armor.
I would love to. I'd love to.
All right.
You got it.
That's what I want to hear. You're
Okay,
awesome.
buddy.
That
Thank
was
you.
awesome.
Thank you.
That guy has a great way with words. What a couple of his
The
great
fast
quotes.
eat the slow.
The fast eat the slow.
Think about it.
Yeah.
That's true in the animal kingdom.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely. Oh, yeah, it's we tend to think the big eat the small.
Yeah.
And he said, no, it's the fast eat the slow. That was really cool. I also loved when he said, he gets up every day. He couldn't not work. He's so psyched to do this. And his wife said, honey, how many yachts can you water ski behind? When is enough enough, right?
He needs a few.
Yeah. But he obviously is a great communicator. Obviously a really clear thinker. But
Branding and marketing doesn't hurt.
Genius at branding and
He's
marketing.
on
So
it, though.
like-
I mean, when we were in his house, we finished the podcast, went upstairs. He doesn't stop. He's relentless. He's around the clock.
Sounds like someone we know.
Yeah, but he takes it to another level. Literally, look at his house in Los Angeles. Right, he's above everybody, top of the
Trophic
mountain.
layer. That's like not all people need to live on the ground, right? The birds are up higher in the canopy. It's
He's with the birds.
He's got fresher, cleaner air.
That's right.
Breathed by less humans. Maybe that's what makes him so good at marketing.
Joe, one thing that he said, and I always,
not.
when we're doing these, the things that you agree with completely and get 100%, something he said that, it makes sense, I get it, but I laugh thinking about how you started Spartan Race. When you said, so you got a guy, scrappy guy, got a great idea, he wants to be successful, what's the number one thing? He goes, be incredibly well-funded. And I thought,
Which is so
that's
easy.
helpful if you're incredibly well-funded already.
I've never been funded.
Yeah.
I've never been well
So
funded.
I'm not saying he's wrong. Obviously,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
helpful, and it's great when you can self-fund based on your past success. But
That's the old
but-
adage for farming. How can you be a successful farmer? Be a billionaire before you go into it, or a millionaire.
Have great soil.
No, but obviously, the guy gets it, and really, he is so clear in what he wants and what he's going after. Also, really clear in what he's good at. And he basically said, no one is better at this than me. He's a very confident guy too.
Very confident, and there is some truth to this idea that they are the beverage mafia, right? They've had a bunch of success. They know the distributors. They know how to do it. They know the playbook. I loved. We were talking about BAI, who we interviewed in the past
a while back. Yeah,
right.
You walk down his Hall of Fame.
We walked
Is
down his
that
Hall of Fame, but think about that. They were doing $100 million in sales. He sold for $1.8 billion.
Yeah.
Company was only 4 or 5 years old.
Yep. Yeah, unreal.
Unreal.
And so the company that he's got right now
Yeah.
is getting bigger and bigger. So the two, Body Armor is the one.
Body armor is one, but core
Core, yeah.
water is his main focus, and it's a couple of simple things. He changed the shape of the bottle so that when you walk in the stores, your eyes jump out at it.
Yep.
They added the pH enhancement, and then you throw a couple of celebrities behind it, and he's crushing it. But he's got credibility.
Another thing he said, and this is
Spartan
something
water.
that you're big on, is he says, hey, if you're going to be successful, there's some things you're not going to do. And he said, I gave up golf. And he basically said, you can't go out and do everything. And it's not to say that you can't be balanced. He was focused on that. You got to be good with your family and with your time and your health and everything else. But decide on what's important. And he decided golf's not important. And that makes a lot of sense.
Forget who it was. I think it was Elon Musk's first wife. And she said, if you want extreme success, not everybody does, but here's a guy that does. If you want extreme success, it requires extreme sacrifice.
Yep.
So not that giving up golf is extreme sacrifice, but you give up a lot, and everything around you suffers when you're playing at that level.
Sure. We recently had, or we talked about a guest who, he had the list of things that he was not going to do. You got the to-do list. He had
Dean Graziastos.
he had the to not
Not
to
to-do
do
list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that quite often we have our interviews dovetail with each other, right? And another very successful guy, also in sales.
Yeah. No, very hard to have a not to do list, but I think that's what he's saying here.
Yeah. Well, you know what we've talked about before. I have a not to watch TV list. Like I just do not watch TV.
Well, you don't have a TV.
That's what I mean. I truly chose to not have a TV. And I have friends say, "Oh, how do you have time to do all this stuff?" You spend 3 hours a day watching TV.
Sure.
I don't.
Sure.
So, but it's just there's an example of saying if I choose not to do this, I'm going to have better luck and success in all the other things I do.
I want to get rid of my phone. Right?
Good luck, Joe.
Yeah, good luck with that. You use that phone to good extent.
I do. All right. Well, with that, how are people going to learn more?
Yeah, so you're going to learn more about Spartan Up Podcast by going to www.spartan.com/podcast. More importantly, check us out on iTunes, on YouTube, and subscribe on either one. Then you don't even have to think about it. We just get pushed into your brain every week. You get to, and that's the other thing that's funny. A lot of people listen on iTunes, which is awesome. Watch on YouTube sometime. I get people who say, I didn't even know what you guys look like, and then next time you listen, you relate a little bit better.
You can see what the darkness in Iceland looks like.
Yeah, it's 4:30. We're in Iceland. It's been this dark for 2 hours, I think. Just as a frame of reference, we're at the Spartan Ultra World Championships in Iceland in the middle of a storm. It's freezing right now. It's going to snow overnight. These races are going for 24 hours. The goal is 100-plus miles.
Yep.
And
Talk about core power. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Right.
Core water.
Core water,
we're at the
core power.
core of the watershed here.
Thank you for watching another epic story of success. If you like our message, please share Spartan Up with your friends and subscribe on iTunes, YouTube, or wherever you catch our show, maybe in the woods. Spartan Up is brought to you by Spartan Race. To find a race near you, visit Spartan.com.